fans, welcome back to another episode of the Shredded Edition. We have a lot of great books we're going to shred today and turn them into Shredded Edition comic books, one of the kinds. Only you'll ever own one. We put them up for auction after the show on eBay, and if you've never been here before, I know this isn't for everybody. I know that not all people can handle the idea of a comic book being shredded. I know it's kind of tough for some of you out there, but you know what? It's kind of a fun thing. We only ever do one of them. And the best thing of all, 10% of the proceeds go to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And you know what? The truth is, oh, do you like the shirt? My wife made this shirt. It's got dragons all over it. Dragons. Cancer's like a dragon. Cancer will eat a person alive and destroy them and destroy the lives of their families. 10% of the proceeds go to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And for all the people out there who have a hard time with what we're doing here, I'll say to you this. If what I'm doing saves the life of a child suffering from cancer, if it saved just one child's life, I would shred every comic book I own. And I own 150,000 comic books, guys. I will shred every one of them. I would shred every one of yours. I would shred every comic book in the world if I thought it was going to save the life of one child. So all of you out there who have a problem with me shredding some comic books, please move on. And don't bully other people into not watching my show just because you don't like it. I'll tell you what, this show, if nothing else, helps St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and it's a lot of fun. I think if you stick around, we're going to have a whole lot more fun making more shredded editions. And when you own a shredded edition, you are the only one who owns one of these. They're one of a kind. We have some really good ones to shred today, so let's just get into it. Oh yes, we added a little question mark for the mystery. So what do we got today? The very first one is The Ultimates by Marvel Comics. It was on in March 2002. And The Ultimates, Marvel presents an alternate universe. These versions of the Marvel heroes have a kind of a rough edge on them, and they're about to have a lot of the edges taken off of them. Oh, it's got a wonderful wraparound cover, by the way. You see that? Can you see that all right? So here we go. We're going to have our first one of the show, and it is Ultimates. And there it goes. Each shredded edition comes in a beautiful case with a certificate of authenticity signed by me. I think this is a pretty thick one. Pretty thick comic book that's going to be going in here. There we go. So we get these all in there. We won't miss a shred for you. One of the other things we do is put our seal of authenticity on here. We have some seals to put on there. Look at that. Set it up here. It's up for sale at auction on eBay right after the show. We have a lot more for you. We'll be right back. This one is War of the Realms #1 by Marvel Comics, published in September 2019. This is the wonderful J. Scott Campbell cover. And all the realms are falling, and even the gods of Asgard can't save the worlds. All the worlds. Asgard and Earth and all the realms from Norse mythology. You'll have to read to find out what happens. You can't read this one, because nothing's going to save this one from the shredder. If this is tough for you, look away. This is the part you might not want to watch. And there it goes. Wow, that thing was, that was getting crunched up. I could hear it. Did you hear it crunching? It was just crunching and crunching and crunching away at that comic book. Oh my goodness. This show is not for the comic book squeamish. If you suffer from a comic book condition obsession, this isn't the show for you. Long and spindly shreds in here. Look like spiders. Let's see if we can get it all in there. This one's going to be a challenge. Oh my goodness, it's going all over the place. This one's going to be quite the challenge to get in that box. But you know what? I'm up to the task. I can make this happen for you. Shred escape. Oh, this one is thick. My goodness. Wow. We'll get it all packed in there. I think because all the realms are in there, that's why it's so full. These look beautiful sitting on a shelf next to your other life trophies, whatever they might be. Maybe you've got some slab comics. You know, people like to take comic books and put them inside plastic, never to be read again. That's okay, I got a lot of them myself. I love them. Wow, that's beautiful. I don't think there's not a square inch left inside of there to be room for one more page. Look at that. J. Scott Campbell, if you're watching, hey, you could own this. You know, it's got my signature on it. And 10% goes to charity. I'm going to put my seals on it. And while I'm putting those seals on it, watch this. Hey, comic book fans. So someone asked, hey, comic book pusher, I heard that you wrote a children's book. Well, that's true. I did write a children's book. It's called Jillian McCloud, Happy Scout. And it's a fun book for kids. They'll just love it. It's a day-long adventure where Jillian wants to make at least 3 people smile, and it turns out to be a lot tougher than she thought. It's a great book for kids. You can get it on Amazon right now, so go buy one, read it with your kids. You'll have a great time. Tell them the comic book pusher sent you. That was fun, eh? War of the Realms, issue 1, shredded edition, available right after the show on eBay. We're right back with some more for you. Well, here we are again, kids, with another one to shred for you. And this one is Pit #1 by Image Comics. You know, one of the things I really like about this one is if you look down at the corner of it, I'll show you a closer picture, you see it says first ripping issue. And we are definitely going to be ripping this issue up in our shredding machine. I love the art interior of this one. If you haven't read Pit, this is great stuff. Just love this art. So there's plenty of other copies out there. Don't worry, kids, but yours will be the only one ever done as a shredded edition because we never do 2 of the same comic book. There we go. Pit is going down, ripping it to shreds. The first ripping issue, and the last one of these will ever be shredded by the comic book pusher. Look at that. Come on out of there, Pit. There you go. Pit went into the pit and is now a shredded edition, which you can own. You'll be the only one to own it. It will be up by auction right after the show, and it comes with our certificate of authenticity signed by me, your friendly neighborhood comic book pusher, and we will seal it. Rippin' first issue of Pit is now the one and only shredded edition copy of this that there ever will be, because we only ever do one. We will together fight the dragon of childhood cancer, because 10% of the proceeds of this goes to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. I know I've said it 100 times, and I'll say it 100 times more, because that is a worthy cause, a good place to put 10% of the proceeds of this. We will be right back with another one to shred for you. This next one I really love. I love this kind of comic to shred, and I'll tell you why, because it's got a lot of shiny foil on the cover, and that shiny foil really looks great inside the box. So these ones with the shiny foil on it, if you're like me, like most humans, are magpies. We love shiny things. So this one's got a lot of shine on it. This one is Infinity Crusade #1 from way back in 1993. Some of you may not have been around at that time. This was a good one. The goddess uses her powers to bend heroes to her will and to create a planet called Paradise Omega. I'm going to use my power to shred this comic book. Shining at you. Is it calling your name? This is going to be a thick shredded edition, let me tell you. That is one thick comic book. Oh, it's going down tough. But it's going down. Wow. That's going to be a thick one and a shiny one. And look, I remembered to put the case in. Oh my goodness, look at that sparkly goodness in there. Look at all the sparkly pieces. I love it. This is going to be one awesome shredded edition. These make great conversation pieces too. People who are not familiar with this kind of thing, they're going to say, what is that? And you're going to say, hey, that's my shredded edition. I'm the only one in the whole world who owns one of these. And it was made on this show. Hey, let me take you to the show to check it out. Infinity Crusade #1. Beautiful, shiny pieces inside. We're going to get our seals on here. These are our official seals, showing that this is the one made on this episode of the shredded edition. It says right on there, made it on episode 3 of the shredded edition. If you ever want to come back and see yours being made, these are all unique, one-of-a-kind items. You can bring your friends and family, your kids, your grandkids, and say, hey, this is where my shredded edition was done. Hey, check out the comic book pusher making my shredded edition. I'm the only one that owns it. All right, kids, we'll be right back with another one for you. Stick around. Hey comic book fans, we have 3 comic books in line to become shredded editions, and you get to decide which one. That's coming right up. Hey comic fans, as promised in this segment of the show, we're going to give you 3 comic books for you to decide which one becomes a shredded edition in one of our upcoming episodes. You tell me which one of these gets to become a shredded edition by making your choice down below in the comment section. Which one of these gets the most comments, or the best comments, the ones that tell us good reasons why we should be doing one of these. We have Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps Rebirth #1, Major X, it's a Rob Liefeld creation. You watching, Rob? Major X #1, and Batman 497, the special half wraparound cover. These are your 3 choices. These are the ones that you get to tell me which one becomes a shredded edition in our upcoming episode in your comments below. Be clever. Tell me why you think this one or this one or this one should become a shredded edition. Also, on our Facebook pages, you can find a poll, and there's 2 comic books that you can vote to see which one becomes a shredded edition. So be sure after the show, while you're bidding over there on eBay, to go to our Facebook page and make your vote known. We'll be right back with some more for you. Oh, we're on. People tell me what's going on here. Hey, welcome back. And we have another one up for you. You're gonna love this one. This one is Web of Venom, Cult of Carnage #1. Carnage is spreading across the Marvel Universe, and he's leaving a path of destruction, but he's about to meet his match because the shredding machine is tougher than paper. Carnage, you're going down, my friend. #1 by Marvel Comics is now a shredded edition. And that's going to be a beautiful one. If you're into these Venom comic books, and I know a lot of people are, you're really going to like this one. You're going to want to own it. It's going to be up at auction on eBay right after the show, and that's immediately following the show. We have them time to go right up for auction. With that 2 in a row, I've remembered to put the thing in there to save me some trouble. All right, look at all those shreds. Ooh, one tried to escape in there. We won't let that happen. There we go. That's cool. What's that? Did someone say? One fell over the front. I'll be right back. Looks like one tried to commit suicide over the top. Be right back. What you never want is pieces of symbiotes running loose. If you read the stories, you know what happens. Those symbiotes are tough to beat. They're hard to stop. So I just want to tell you something that happened while we were filming. Where is that? While we were filming this one, we have a program in our system that allows me to give voice commands to the video recorder. And one of those voice commands is the word stop. So I just said it and the video stopped. So while I was doing this one, I said that word, and you didn't get to completely see me finish putting all the seals on and everything, but I assure you it all got done, because here it is. We finished the Web of Venom, Cult of Carnage. It's a really great one. And I'm sorry you missed that piece of footage of us. You know, these technical difficulties happen, but it's all here for you. And you missed some of my funniest jokes and greatest lines. Ah, well, lost forever. Even I won't get to repeat them. There you go. All set for you to bid on eBay. If you're a fan of the Venom comic books, the Carnage comic books, this is the one for you. They'll be up on auction. 10% going to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. I'll be right back with another one for you. Let's see what we have behind the mystery question mark. We have Saga of the Swamp Thing, #1 from May 1982. This is a cool one because in this issue there's a Phantom Stranger backup story in this one, which was pretty awesome, and you should definitely read it. Got this copy, of course, because this copy will become a shredded edition. And here we go, Swamp Thing, Saga of the Swamp Thing #1 with the backup story of the Phantom Stranger. Go check it out if you haven't yet, and it's going to be our next shredded edition. That. There's a lot of swampy goodness in there. There we go. Gonna make a real nice shredded edition for you. This one's from way back in 1982. I think this is the oldest one we did today. I'll have to go check. I know some people requested some pretty vintage comics. I gotta tell you, some of those are pretty pricey. It'd be tough to shred ones that are super expensive, but you never know what's gonna happen. These are wonderful and beautiful one-of-a-kind items that you're gonna love to own. If you're a Swamp Thing fan, this one's for you. If you're a Phantom Stranger fan, there is a backup story in there. Of course, you can't read this one, but you can help a cause that will save children's lives by buying one of these, because 10% of the proceeds go to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So when you own one, you own the only one, and you've helped save a child's life. And I think that's a pretty cool thing. That's something we should all be doing. Be charitable in our lives. Saga of the Swamp Thing joins the others. We have more for you. We'll be right back. So comic book fans, on our Facebook page, we gave you 2 choices and a poll to see which ones of these comic books, which one of these comic books you want to see become a shredded edition. We gave you the choice of X-Men 2099 or Eternal Warrior #1, and you chose X-Men 2099 to become our next shredded edition. 2099 #1 is a Marvel comic. It's done in October 1993. In issue number 20, it became X-Men 2099 AD, meaning After Doom. And if you want to know what that's all about, you'll just have to read it. This one has a beautiful blue foil cover. It's going to make a real nice shredded edition in there. The shredded edition will still be around in 2099, and if you are the owner of it in 2099, well, you can come back all these 80 years later and see yours turn into a shredded edition. And there she goes. Another beautiful shredded edition. That blue foil cover is going to look real nice inside the case for this shredded edition. We'll gather all the shreds together here. Wow, look at that. Look at all those shiny blue pieces. I'm loving it. Well, this is going to be a thick one. We love the thick ones. They're so nice and full. Wow, that's nice and shiny in there. Those nice blue strips in there, nice and shiny. We'll get our certificate of authenticity put on there. I'm going to show you that this is the only one made and the only one that will ever be made by us here on the shredded edition, and you will own a one-of-a-kind item. That is wonderful. And we'll be right back again. Welcome back, comic book fans. In our last episode, we gave you a choice of 3 comic books that you, the fans and viewers, could choose which one you would like to see become a shredded edition with your comments down below. And it was a landslide for one of these 3 books. Anybody guess? It was not this one, although this one got a lot, but not enough. So Stranger Things becomes our next shredded edition. You know, everybody knows that this comic book is based on a TV show. You know, a lot of times comic books get their own TV show, but in this case, the TV show got its own comic book, and that happens too. We're gonna put the case inside. Did the lights flicker just now? Is that just my imagination? Anyway, I think this book is Stranger Things, the photo cover of Stranger Things by Dark Horse. It's the #1 issue. It's done in September 2018. It's only fair that it should go in upside down. So here we go. Stranger Things heading in upside. Oh, look at that beautiful full back cover art on there. And comic book has got some real strange things. I think we better get this in there because something strange is happening. I don't know what. Are you all right, Mr. Happy? What's going on here? Something strange is happening. Whoa! Do you feel that? Is it just me? Whoa! Hold on. Whew, I think it's done. Wow. I don't know what happened there. Oh, I think we got them all though. Ooh, look at that. Those look very strange. All All the little pieces of Stranger Things. If you're a Stranger Things fan, you're gonna want to get your hands on this because this is the only Stranger Things #1 of this issue. The amazing photo cover. This is the only one that will ever be of this edition of Stranger Things. Done right here on the show. As you can see, Stranger Things, the photo cover, #1. Done here on episode 3, right before your eyes. Pretty amazing thing. Stranger things have happened than shredded editions. And if you're a fan of the show, this is a unique collectible. If you're into collecting stuff for Stranger Things, this is the only one of this one that exists. Will be up at auction on eBay right after the show, and we'll be right back. If you thought you missed out on some of the previous shredded edition comic books from previous episodes, you're in luck. Some of them are still available. We still have from episode 1, The Savage Dragon. #1 from episode 1 also, we have The Silver Surfer, #1, and we have John Carter, Warlord of Mars, also from episode 1. Then from episode 2, we still have available Cable #1 and X-Force #2, second appearance of Deadpool. Uncanny X-Men #282, The Darkness #1, and Walking Dead 192, the special commemorative edition, also from episode 2. These will all be going back up on eBay, so you'll have another chance to bid on them at auction. We'll be right back. Hey comic fans, well there's another episode of the Shredded Edition complete for you. These will be up for auction afterwards. Please check out our other videos that we have going on. We have a lot of videos to offer right now. And remember, read. It brings out the hero in you. See you next time.